But this young lady is someone that I met through this organization, through this lifestyle club, through this blessing. And when I say y'all, she like a sister to me. We like this. You feel me? Like she has been able to bless so many people all over the world. She is an inspiration to so many people. She is an example of the person that you want in your squad, in your corner, not just in the circle. You want her in the corner, because she's someone that is super loyal, super trustworthy, super dependable. And when I say she's a fighter, that's an understatement. So without further ado, Miss Pamela Pacheco, I see that you have made the line. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Top of the morning. Thank you so much, Didi, for that amazing introduction. Thank you. The feeling is absolutely mutual. Overlove you. Man, I'm excited. I am excited. I'm grateful. What a time to be alive. We are finishing up the first quarter, March the 4th, 2021. This has felt like this year is flying, right? But I'm just grateful, excited. I'm blessed to be here with you guys today. And like Zadie said, man, we've been doing these calls for a little bit over a year. We used to do this in person, right? And with the pandemic, but I remember when I first got started in my journey in entrepreneurship. Hello, Daisy, how you doing? In my journey in entrepreneurship, I was looking forward to these type of calls. And it was more than just the motivation and inspiration, because I knew I was going to leave the call better than what I logged on to, right? It was really about how I was going to feel throughout the day. It was about me setting the tone for my day, because garbage in is garbage out. Greatness in is greatness out. And a lot of times we let our confidence be in our circumstances instead of being in what we know. So I'm just grateful, blessed, humbled to be able to bless it forward, because I know how important mentorship is, leadership in every aspect of your life, not just business. And I'm excited because when we talk about servant leadership, right, man, I'm just blown away, because when you talk about someone that has impacted people's lives way before they even got in entrepreneurship, Dana James comes to mind, right? She is a human resources business partner, formerly human resources manager. I mean, she has tons of experience in human resources, tons of experience with people, right? She's a leader of leaders, multiple six-figure earner in our company now. She is our newest Ruby agent. But I'm gonna tell you a quick story. I remember the first time I met DJ. We were at a training event about a few years ago, and she came to Boston, and it was the first time I ever heard her speak, first time I hung out with her. And I was like, oh, I could do this, right? Because see, her level of authenticity and transparency is something that a lot of people think that you cannot be in entrepreneurship. Her level of development, right? It's like she's from the south side of Chicago. And when people look at that, they're like, no, statistics says you're not supposed to do this. And when I tell you about someone that with their professionalism, with their expertise, she is highly respected and renowned around the world, because she is just a force to be reckoned with. So it is my pleasure, my honor, privilege, and I'm so grateful to bring up to you my sister from a different mister, as featured on our women's call last night, Dana James. How are you, DJ?
Good morning, Pam. Good morning, Delicia. Thank you so much for that awesome introduction, getting everybody ready for the call this morning. Pam, you already know the love I have for you and the respect I have for you. So, I really appreciate you. You know I love you. And I am excited to be here this morning to talk to the crew. So,
Thank you.
We've been doing this thing 10 years now, I'm telling you. And I don't have a problem with waking up.
I love that. I love that. And I see that. Again, guys, like I said, man, over a decade in business, right? Of just a professional in every area of life. Tell them a little bit about you. I know I kind of stole the show a little bit, but tell them a little bit about you. Let them know, how we got here. How we got to this Dana James.
Well, good morning, everybody. You know, if you are on this call, I mean, you are already, I'm going to say superstar, you're already made the determination that you want to change and that you are going to change, or that you have already made some changes, right? And that's what I was looking for 10 years ago when I saw this. And so, you know, direct sales, network marketing, they're interchangeable here. You'll hear me say that today, this morning. But when I saw this, y'all, I was really just supporting friends back in the day. Oh yeah, I'll get the product. I'll do this. I'll do this. I never saw it for myself. But when a certain person invited me and I saw the opportunity, I said, yeah, I got to do this. One, it was my best friend since high school. I didn't want her to leave me behind. Why, Pam? We've been dreaming about doing business with each other. We had already gone and gotten our undergrads. I had finished my master's. She was in her master's program because we were told you gotta have the most education possible to make the more money. So we figured if we get that under our belt, we should be good, because that's what we were taught, and that's what we wanted to do. So, you know, being from Chicago, being from the South Side, through the public school system for the most part, we just wanted to put in and, you know, have a leg up. And that's what we did. So I trusted her. There was no question, you know, for the few dollars that she needed for us to be in business together, I would have given it to her if she needed it, with no question. So I said yes. And the gentleman that showed it to me, I didn't know him. I met him the very first time that day. And today, if you guys know, if you don't know him and you're brand new, you will know him. Don't worry about it. But he is one of our newest diamonds. And he is, his name is Roscoe Taylor. I didn't know him, y'all, but if you had an experience like this when you first saw it and you're still here, it's okay. He was speaking a little fast, Pam. And if you know him, y'all know he get excited, he talk fast. But me being in a traditional HR role, you can't talk too fast to me. You can't. I'm like, slow down. You're trying to get something over my head. Slow down. But he was so genuine. It didn't matter how fast he was talking. He was so genuine. And I asked him a question. I said, why would you help me and you don't know me? This is my first day seeing this, guys. And we, as a secret agent, always remember the first day you saw it. The first day you said, I'm going to do it. Even if you had to go home and think about it, look at your life and say, can I do it? Do I deserve it? What did you feel that day? And I tell people to always remember that, because that was my only question to him. I believed that he would help me. I believed everything he said. And he said, if you're coachable, teachable, and a pleasure to work with, I'll give you everything I got. And our goal right now is to help as many families in Chicago make $300 to $500 a month. The reason why that was important is because me being in HR, it was reorganization, you know, resizing. Let's just be real, laying folks off. And I was the person that was giving those messages to people that never deserved it, people that didn't see it coming. They had children, they had bills, they had college tuition and childcare. And if they had $300 to $500, they wouldn't have lost their homes or their condos. And I knew that being in HR. And so that was my beginning. And I just had that mission. I believed our group as Team Rhino, Roscoe's mission at the time, but I knew what I wanted to do in my heart. And that meant if I opened my mouth and shared the good word, we could help people. And I was just ready at that time. I was ready at that time, Pam. And that just started me off in the industry seriously. Seriously, that's where I started.
Sheesh. What a story. I don't know if y'all picking up what she's putting down, but I'm gonna tell y'all what I like, just 2 gems, right? 2 gems real quick. One, it didn't matter what Roscoe was saying to her. It was his heart. A lot of times when we're talking to anybody and we're trying to go talk to somebody, or we're talking to everybody, right? We always want to say the right thing. Yeah. I gotta say the right thing. I gotta say the right thing to get a Dana James in my organization. I gotta say the right thing to be a Roscoe Taylor, right? I gotta say the right things. And that was big. That was big because, like you said, it was his heart. I didn't care what he was saying. It was fast, but it was his heart. It's your come from. It's our come from. It's always our come from. It doesn't matter what product, what you talk, it's your come from. I love that. Another thing that you said, right? I hope everybody got this too. Yeah, somebody will get that on the way out, but it's okay. You said this, you're like, he wanted to just help. This is how the story started. And I love that because a lot of times we got these big, big, big dreams and big goals. And I'm never going to tell somebody to dream small, right? Or like limit yourself, because God creates us to be limitless humans. However, I love what you said, that his goal was just to help as many people as possible make $300 to $500. And a lot of times the average person would be like, $300 to $500, that's nothing. But guess what? We live in America, right? The majority of the people on this call. And in America alone, like DJ said, an average person bringing in an extra $400 to $500 can save a mortgage, can save somebody from going into foreclosure. And if, like, that's huge. That was so big. So sorry, I didn't mean to but that was huge. And I love that because, see, the more people you help make 300 to 500, when people see it's possible with the small, they're gonna see nothing else is impossible. The smaller you break down the numbers for people, the bigger numbers they get to, because they can attain it a lot faster. So I love that. That was good. That was real good. All right, DJ, I'm gonna let you keep going. But DJ, talk to us about just, some prizes along the journey, or let's say just some things that you're like, man, I've been doing this thing for 10 years, a decade in the game, right? And I wish I would have learned this faster, or I wish I would have done this different. And I know you're darn near perfect, so I know you're going to think about
No. Look, you know
have to dig deep for this.
I will say this. Sometimes people think that we don't make mistakes. We don't wish we did things. You know why, Pam? Because you adapt. You learn from the lesson and you move on, and you don't sulk in that thing, right? You refer to the people that have mentored you. You refer to those people that have helped you along the way. And so it looks like we might be, perfect. It looks like some of us might just be moving along, but there are some things that you cannot control. And when you realize what you can't control, you let that thing go, you learn the lesson and move on. So for those of you that are looking at us and saying, man, it looks like, nothing bothers them. Don't get me wrong. Things bother me, right? I'm a human being, but I got to sit back and think about it. What does it have to do with me? What does it have to do with my income? And can I control this thing? No, so many things are out of our hands. When we let that go, we can really focus on what's necessary. And I have to remind myself that every day. So hopefully that's a nugget for a lot of us. You cannot control. If you've ever seen that diagram that has a circle on the left, a circle on the right, and it's just a little bit in the middle that meets, you know what they're telling you? That's the only little bit you can control in your life. That left and right, all that big circle that's left in the left and right, you can't control that. You can control you, your actions, the way that you do things, how you treat yourself, how you treat your family, and all of that. So hopefully that helps you guys. But one of the things I wish I would have done faster is dream bigger, faster. Do not be afraid to dream so big, y'all, that it seems like it's not going to happen. And if you don't hit that dream, if you don't gain that dream, so what? So many times we have been taught, or so many times we go, we plan right here. We don't go here. We don't go past to the moon and the stars. Why? Because we're afraid that we'll never get there. But so what if you don't get there? You get somewhere in that sky. You get somewhere in the clouds. If you shoot so far up, you get up where the plane goes over the cloud. Is that okay? I think so. Right? You may not ever get to the moon. You may not ever get to the sun, but you sure got way further than everyone else. Dream bigger, faster. And some of us have seen that before or heard that before, but this is what I was taught. Dream so big, because if you're looking to lead, which I'm assuming the 50 of us on this call are leaders, and we're looking to be better at this time on a Thursday morning. If you are on this call, I already know who you are. I know how you're starting off. If it seems like it's slow, that you ain't catching no traction, don't worry about that, because I promise you one day that thing is going to flip. You don't know the day, but if you don't stay consistent and keep doing what you're doing, you know, it'll never come. So you don't know the day, but when it comes, oh, what the blessing will be. Listen, the blessing will be, and you won't know what to do, but be grateful and thankful anyway, right? But just keep going, y'all. Be genuine to yourself. So back to what I would have done. Dream bigger, faster. Dream bigger, faster. This just the house you want. Yeah, it's material, but that's one of the things that comes out of helping people, because the income you make, right, comes and you could buy the house you want, the car you want. How many families do you want to help through your time here? Some people have a dream of helping 100 families get retired. I've seen big dreams, 1,000 families making over 6 figures in the next 5 years. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to help how many moms be able to retire themselves early so they can sit at home with their children and make sure? What is your dream? And what I was told early on is this: your dream has to be big enough to fit everyone's dream that will come through your team and your organization. Everyone that's going to sit there with you and work through this thing with you, your dream has to be big enough, because it's not, if it's not, you won't have that many people come through, because you don't have the room for them. You don't have the capacity for them. So hopefully that helps, you know, Pam, because if I would have realized that when I first started, right, it came a little bit late on, but when I first started, we still would have helped more families.
And this comes from a woman that is definitely responsible for changing thousands upon thousands of lives. You know, we're talking about one of the top 5 income earners when it comes to females in all of Agape Nation. Yeah, like, so I don't take that lightly, especially because, man, you're just hitting it on all cylinders. You're hitting it on all cylinders, and I love that. Control the controllables. That, you changed everything for me right now. That diagram you just that visual you just gave, because we hear all the time, control the controllables, right? One of our great mutual friends and leaders, Darren Walker, says, you know, you can control what you think, you can control what you do, how you feel, what you say, what you think, what you do, how you feel, what you say. But sometimes you be like,
yeah,
I want to control everything, right? But when you just gave that diagram, it literally just gave me that visual, like I was back in school. And you're right, like what's on the left, what's on the right, they're complete opposite, because you can't control anything. That little thing in the middle, that was big. And dream bigger, faster, because your dream has to be big enough to make room for those people that are coming into your organization. Powerful. What has been something that is, if you're like, man, this has been a tip or a best practice, right, in this new company, or something that you're like, man, this has been working for the team, and I gotta share this best practice with everybody? What would you say that is? Or a few things, whatever you want to say.
You know, there's been a few things that I have learned in our new company. And one of them is be open to suggestions, because there's not just one way to do things. And because we are in this new company, because you know, we have all been at a point of change and we've been forced to change a little bit. Boy, do you learn. It's some smart folks around you. And yes, there's a system in place. Yes, there are things that There are things that, you know, you have to do. It's just part of what we do when it comes to this, you know, network marketing. But when you come into a place where it's foreign, and some of us may catch this thing before others, some of us may accept the change before others. What I love is that there are some smart people that take stuff by the reins, and when they share it, we can still move together. And I just learned it does not matter what rank. And for those of you that know me, know that I have said that from the beginning. I don't care what level and rank you've hit, because if you got something to share, if you have leadership skills, if you are wise, you are that without a title. Okay. And so I will just say to people, listen to everybody, take a little piece of what you have and build who you are. If you are already running, if you're already killing this thing, then share with other people. If you're at the point where you might be a little bit stuck and you don't know what quite to do yet, listen to people and put all that stuff together and move. So a best practice, that's what I've been doing since November, Pam. I've been listening to everybody. I've been, you know, getting what I want out of it, you know, too, as long as still providing a foundation for the team, still providing information. And hey, you need to know that. I don't know it, but let me know, let me find out who it is. Just being a resource is what I've been doing so far.
Listen, I heard something the other day that said, just because you got resources doesn't mean that you're resourceful.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. And it definitely is one of those things that it's like, be humble enough to know, right, that you don't have all the answers, but somebody else does.
Yeah.
And I love that, because it's like, you're like, be open to suggestions, because there's not only one way to do things. That is like, that's so powerful. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So if there's anything that is on your heart, anything that you're like, you know, I want to just leave you guys with this. The Q&A session is kind of done, okay? But if there's anything that you just want to leave us with, the rest of the call is yours for the taking. Thank you so much, DJ, for blessing us.
Well, again, Pam, thanks for having me on. You know, it's always a privilege to share, because I know how important it is to put, you know, the right people on the call, you know, to try to give information and inspire. And hopefully you just hope that one person gets off of and listens to what you say today. But I'll just tell people, just do it. Listen, y'all, one thing that many of you know about me is being truthful. And I don't know how many of you are like me, but I don't post a lot of stuff on social media, so you don't know. But there are many of you that have had people impacted by the pandemic. And I'm gonna speak about it for a minute, because when I've been talking about change for a little bit now, and that was a forced change, wasn't it? It was something that was forced. Our country shut down here in the US. Many countries around the world, if they didn't shut down, they had to adjust as well. And we have had people that's been sick, lost jobs, not having an income, trying to figure it out day to day, have gotten sick. Their lives have changed because of the illness, right? That they're not the person they used to be, or even have had loss of life in our families. And we all deal with it differently. But one thing I can tell you that it has reminded me of is to do what you want to do. Dream, any dream that you have, figure out how to make it happen. Stop talking yourself out of, well, you know, I was told a while ago, Dana, you need to go ahead and start writing a book. And although that has been on my list since I was in my early 20s, what do I keep saying? Well, what are you going to write about? Well, there's people that's writing books, and I'm not knocking anybody. There's people that's that's writing books that's half my age. And I used to tell myself, well, I don't have enough knowledge yet, thinking I need to start writing at 60. But the truth is people who are writing books that's half my age, and it's flying off the shelf and it's becoming bestsellers. So why am I telling myself not to write the book? Why am I telling myself not to go to this country? Why am I telling myself? And so those are the things when I say control what you can control you. You can help control your mind, keep it clear, but do it. How many of our family members that have had issues within the last, year and a half, wish they would have done the things they dreamed of? The woulda, shoulda, couldas is over, y'all. If you are here with us in secret, do it. Get some of the products, share the information. There are people out there that are better than you. For over the years, I have been told that, I'm a great leader and all that. And the truth is, y'all, I strive to be the best I can be every single day. But there are people on my team in the organization that are way better than me. And what I'm telling you is, if you don't think you're the person that can be on the stage and do that, that's fine. Share it with one more person, because they're coming through your organization. They're going to come through and help you. Do what you want to do. You don't have to answer to anyone but yourself and God. When I tell you that the judgment are going to come, they're going to talk. If it's good, they're going to talk. If it's bad, so let them talk. Don't worry about the opinion of other people, because this is what I'll tell you. When you think that the person that is, let me say it, the person that you're looking up to and you're worried about what they think and what they say, sometimes you worry about that life you see is not as grand as you believe it to be. They wish they could have done this, that, and the other. And I'm speaking to you all straightforward and candidly, because this is the time, right? We're at March 4th. We have about 20, let's say 20 days. I'm going to cut it off there. We got 24 days where we can knock this thing out in March, leading into the end of the first quarter of the year. And no matter what they continue to say, the pandemic as we know it is over. This is the foundation for the next 10 years. Something that I said last night was this. When I started, it was a recession. When I started 10 years ago in network marketing, they were laying folks off. People were losing their homes. People were losing jobs, right? The computers, the internet, and the system was knocking people out of positions. And I don't think I told you guys this today, but I had already lost 3 out of the 4 jobs in my 14-year career. So that's where we were. And over 10 years, y'all, we helped bring this thing back. Over 10 years, we were able to help as many people as we possibly could. And we start to see change. We start to see people keep their homes, save their homes, buy toys, buy homes for the first time, put their children in private school, and they didn't have to work additional jobs because their part-time thing did that. And I'll say this, and then I'll jump off. The folks that you think that you're looking up to that's living this great life, y'all, more than likely it's a farce. Or they're just grateful for what they have. Go after what you want. Go after the dream. Because a lot of times the reason why we don't is we compare and contrast with people, and you don't even know what's going on in their home. You know what's going on in yours. You know what's going on in your marriage and with your children. Make the decision for their future, but have fun along the way. Enjoy this thing, y'all, because it is still called life. And so I appreciate it. I'm so glad that I have been able to join the Breakfast Club. I now can say I have been a guest on the Breakfast Club with Pam Pacheco on a Thursday morning. And I hope that you guys have an awesome, awesome weekend coming up, and enjoy your day.
get my my video. But thank you so much, DJ. Absolutely adore you, appreciate you. You completely blessed us. Guys, this has been your Breakfast Club call for March the 4th, 2021. Like she said, we are laying down the foundation for what is to come. Now is the time. Breakfast has been served. Great day and God bless.